what's the word that I'm looking for? We affectionately talk about how he jumped right into AI, and I stuck the toe in it, and I'm kind of still like that. He's all in swimming, and if you're a part of his AI session at the MIAAA this winter, it was full of great things, and we know that kind of the old versus the new, right? This is one of the pieces of how we used to be and how we communicate and the things that we had access to now with AI, but how to use it responsibly is kind of the things that I think we all need to continue to learn about. And Chaka has done a great job. It's now part of a business that he's running, but he's still willing to share those things with us. So let's give it up for Chaka Johnson.
First things first, this is an amazing conference. It's my second year, and by far, it is one of the most impactful conferences I've been to. Just because of the relationship, the networking I've been able to build, meeting Nikki last year over some wine, and then talking. We've been good friends ever since then, and all of you guys have been supportive. So, first of all, thanks to Jason, thanks to Karen, thanks to the team that has kept us going, because they were talking about it dying out. And I want to see it continue, so I'm doing my part by being a part of it. Secondly, thank you guys for being here. So this is an amazing group. Again, being able to build those relationships with people and candid conversations in an intimate setting. I think it goes without saying that this is more valuable to a lot of my professional development I've had throughout my life. So just again, having those relationships, going through games, talking things over, what works for you, what works for me, being able to communicate that, right? Especially for those new. And then again, for just the camaraderie that it brings together. So first, thank you for that. Second, if you have a phone or computer and you have a chat or Claude, Perplexity, Google, I want you to have it ready, because we're going to do a couple interactive exercises. If you don't have them, that's fine. You can look on, but I would like you to have them and have them prepared to utilize them as we go throughout this process. Cool? All right, good. So, AI, and I started my presentation in Traverse City like this. AI is like the next hot thing to come out, right? And a lot of people saying it's a fad, Bitcoin, some of these things are coming and come out. I don't believe this is a fad. I think it's going to continue to advance and elevate, just because of what it can do, the scale of how it's impacted our lives. It is a part of my everyday life. Right? How you utilize it is up to you, and I don't force like religion. I don't force it on anyone. Some people aren't ready yet, right? They weren't ready yet, and they had reservations. When I tried to talk to them about it last year. Heck, I even had some reservations a couple years ago about it, because all I heard was it's going to take over the world. Terminator. All those movies that you see, that's AI. But AI has been creeping in our society long ago. We didn't know it, like, some of those things that we use on a daily basis, we didn't realize it, but it's been creeping in. So again, you can see the title. Evolving AD, leverage AI tools to read more and manage less. And I truly do use this, again, every day. And I try to use it in this way. I have some fun with it sometimes. Some of you guys have seen some of the posts that I've made on social media. Even my students are trying to follow me on Instagram, and I don't follow them back, but I feel like them follow me because they like what I put out. And I try to be responsible for it. Sometimes AI will alter your features a little bit. Sometimes it makes me look older. I'm like, I'm not that old yet. But as you can see, obviously this is one of the features. And my whole presentation was created by AI. Right? So, and it took a while to get it, because sometimes it comes out, you have to iterate it, go back, continue, put it through. But I think you'll see that it's done pretty well. So by show of hands, and I did put out a survey. Some of you guys responded, so thank you for that. That's good data for me to use. By show of hands, who is currently using AI in their workflow? So that's most of the room, right? And were you on or off the fence when AI first came on the scene by show of hands? Were you for it, you think you'd be using it, or were you saying no? So if you were for it, raise your hand when it first came out. All right? Good. If you were against it, thought you would never use it, raise your hand when it first came out. All right, good. I was one of those people. Because again, when I heard, I had not done my homework, I just heard it, I was thinking, this cannot be good. This is what they're saying about it, all right? So as I go through this presentation, I'll be some interacting with you and with my AI chief of staff, which you'll see in a little bit, how I interact with them on every basis. All right, so I see myself sometimes in the war room when I'm in my office. These things come from every type of direction, right? Parent complaints, facility needs. I'm getting calls right now, our basket in the main gym will not go up, right? So I'm talking to Carter Company who comes out and says, you guys probably know what that is, try to get them out there. Because the volleyball team can't practice because the main room is down. So I'm here at the conference trying to manage those things. So a lot of things happen on a daily basis. I'm in a command center. This is my avatar that's going to talk to you a little bit, just a couple seconds about how I handle those things.
CAMP MID ADs, what's up? It's Chaka Johnson, or my AI twin, the slightly better looking version. Scheduling AI, find the conflict. Comms AI, fix the message. Strategy AI, call the next play. At CAMP MID, I'm showing ADs how to lead more, manage less, and take their time back. Take it.
All right. So that's just a short snippet, right? So again, I did not film that. I didn't video it. I used my avatar to create that, right? Now some of the things I use to communicate with my coaches, my family, and those people that need communication on a daily basis, right? I don't use it every single day. I don't use it all the time, but it has been resourceful for me to utilize that. And we'll go under the hood so you can see how that was done. This slide right here. All right, so we've been involved. Would you say that as the AD? I've been in this position for going on 6 years at Plymouth, but I've been in athletics all my life as a baby, right? And I've seen the evolution come about. The digital, well, actually paper. So who was around long enough to know when it was strictly paper and you were at your job or your interaction with paper, right? I knew Leroy was going to raise his hand a couple of times, right? All right. And then the era started to change in the 90s, right? We started getting to some digital things. Started to do some things in a little bit more advanced wavelength. And now AI has taken over, right? So it's still a little bit of mix of old school and new school, but you have to be able to absorb those new things, because if you don't, you're going to get what? Left behind, right? And so my job today is just to inform you. If you never use it ever, that's fine with me. But I know for me, for Chaka Johnson at Plymouth High School, I use it, and it helps me. So, the leadership framework. These are some of the pillars that I think it comes in handy. Communication. Drafting parent emails, which has been said a couple different times. I use it in my first really interaction was last year at Traverse City when I had a situation where a baseball player got cut. The parent claimed it was racial, right? And I've been there and said, you're not racial. Because I am African American, I would not let that happen in my department. However, the parent was insistent. So I was able to interact in a conference setting like this and handle a parent complaint. And it did it like this. And I was like, wow, that was amazing. It took a couple of seconds to handle that email, return it, send it off to the parent. The parent responded to me, thank you, and I was able to continue in the conference. I had never done that before. Usually it would take time, go through it, pull things out, make sure you're sending the right thing. It did in a matter of seconds. Communication. Organization. It can organize things. Right? So it can go on my laptop, it can go on my computer, and organize all my files just like a couple seconds. So it has that ability to organize documents. Execution. All right, so checklist, workflows, timelines, action plans. All those things have been enhanced for myself as I use AI. And innovation. It's allowed me to create a couple of systems. Sometimes I'll just throw things in there and see what it can do, just test it. See how far I can go, like kids would do a test, right? Test it, see how far I can go, and it's amazing. Sometimes I'm saying, are you effing kidding me? I seriously say to myself, are you kidding me? You can do this, like that? So again, it's been amazing on how it handles things, complex things, and it's amazing on how, like 3 months ago, the things that are around now wasn't even around my last presentation. They moved that fast. So, that was my next slide. What changed in 3 months? So I had to look back and see what changed in 3 months. All right, LLMs are really the most powerful AIs, which are your ChatGPTs, your Claude, Perplexity, Google Gemini. Those are the most powerful ones. All right, so from drafting emails to handling multi-steps, your agents, AI agents, are more powerful as well. LLMs come out with a couple of things that you will look at. You upload multiple literals now, the connections. How many people in here have their email or Google accounts connected to a ChatGPT or Claude or Google Gemini? One, anyone else? Christian Wells, 2, 3. All right. That is the real power. When you have them connected, and my Google Drive. You got Google Drive as well? Google Drive? All right. That is the power when you have them connected. So, on my way up here, I completed 3 or 4 slides driving on my way up here. I was able to dictate to the LLM, tell it what I wanted, and then it provided a slide, and I was able to create that on the way up here. But it only happens because it has access to my email, and some people they don't trust it. Because I didn't trust it initially. I don't want you in my email, if you're going to send me email, it took me time to build that trust. Any relationship, right? Any relationship takes what? Takes time to trust. So I would say try it. And if it does you wrong, if it cheats on you, if it goes up the back door, don't trust it, right? So again, those are some of the things. This slide right here. Thank you. I put this slide out and over 40 people responded. I sent a survey out and I want to get you that, right? So how many people have used AI? Over 87% of people that responded, 39 responded, have used it. So that's saying a lot of people in this room have used it, which was evident when we first started, right? So then I asked about where does it reduce stress? That was surprised, social media, parent communication, coach communication, scheduling, budget, reconciliation, right? So it surprised me to see social media and branding up here. Most used tools, ChatGPT, by far. Nikki, what is your go-to LLM now?
Chat.
And what's second?
Claude is second.
Claude. So how many people again? I think 3 people said they use Claude, or I'm not remembering. But Claude, if you haven't used it, is amazing. It is a great thinking partner. To me, it's better than ChatGPT, and that, but ChatGPT is the best overall. It can handle more things overall. And then, where are the most workflow things? Again, social media, target communication, parent complaints, response, student leadership development, coach evaluation. All right, so all those things I use it for. Every single thing up there I use it for in some form or fashion. I'm still the human in the loop. I'm still in charge. AI doesn't run me. Right? Even without AI, I'm still able to get my job done. However, why not be able to enhance it? The biggest win for us. All right, communication, operations, compliance, leadership. Now, I heard earlier, they said to make a joke about don't Google it, right? So, for some of those things, eligibility issues, you need to go to a trusted resource. So, Notebook LM allows you to upload the source, not go out and get it from the web, and use that information. That's the way that you can use it without relying on just information, bad data coming in. Right? So we'll get to that in a little bit. All right, workflow versus streamline. So these are like buzzwords. You hear them, what's your workflow? How do you streamline? All right, so a workflow, and this is an example. Parent complaint comes in, you contact the coach, you gather information, you respond, and you document. That's like a workflow. That's what you do to get the job done. So when you want to streamline something, you find out, okay, how can I get it done faster, easier, and what's the best solution? So an example says, describe the situation to AI. So when I get something that comes in, I can dictate it by verbally talking to it, I can type it in. Here's the situation. And I'll tell it, you know what, go into my email and take a look at that parent complaint. I'll just tell it to do that. It goes in. I receive something in up to 30 seconds, sometimes a little longer, it's complex. 30 seconds. And it gives me, and synthesizes, and tells me what the complaint was, how to handle it, what's the best way to use this result. So it gives me all those things to break down. And I still, on my own brain, I still use my own brain, but why not take the assistant? Sometimes I'll use it, sometimes I'll change it up. These are what I use on a daily. ChatGPT, Claude, Gemini, Microsoft Copilot, but sometimes when I'm working with Nikki, Notebook LM, Gamma for presentations, CAMP for Asian for Avatar AI, which is on right now. Nikki, can you click that on AI? everything I've been saying has been taken notes. You see it right here? All right, so when I have a meeting, and I always let the person know, hey, I have my note taker with me. Okay, fine. So when I did my interviews with my coaches, I let him know. After the result, I broke everything down immediately. He was able to compare each candidate based on the interview. So it assisted me. Even though I took my own notes, I was able to go back and miss anything. So I used IRA for a lot of my note takers. There's a couple other ones out there you can use. All right, then you go back. Thank you. All right, so again, those are some of the things out there. This is something that people tend to have issues with. Get to know your now. And I tell Jason how he laughs at me. I have conversations, right? So when I got this morning, are you ready to go? I'm ready to go. So let's hit chat real quick. Let's see what chat's talking about. She's gonna hit the all the way over here. Yeah, ready? Hey, how you doing today?
I'm doing well, thanks for having me.
Hey, so you know
What's on your plate
you
today?
know I have my
Anything I
presentation.
can-
Yeah, you know I have my presentation today, right?
Absolutely. You've been gearing up for it, and you've got this. If there's any last-minute fine-tuning or a confidence boost you need, just say the word.
What would you say to these fine people here today that's in the conference?
Remind them that, just like sports, leadership is about continuous evolution. Today, you're showing them how AI can help them lead with more clarity and efficiency. Let them know this isn't just tech talk. It's about freeing them up to focus on what really matters, the people and the mission.
Thank you. I always say thank you. I'm like, why do I say thank you? This is how okay, can you go to the ball? I'm sorry, go to the ball. She's going to do the same ball. Hit the little wiggly button, that's what I call it. Hello, are you there?
Chuck, yeah, I'm here.
All right. So, my wife.
How's the presentation?
All right, we'll try one more time, but not clear, and we'll move on. Can you tell me some background on Karen Leonard? Okay. Go to chat, it's not working right now. Normally it worked this morning. Can you give me some background on Karen Leonard?
Caroline Leonard is a name that pops up in leadership and executive circles, often tied to strategic leadership roles. If you're thinking of a specific Caroline, let me know. But in general, she's known for driving organizational transformation, often blending
The name is Karen Leonard. Do you understand that?
Thanks for the correction. Don't have a known figure often. But if you give me a bit of context, whether she's someone in your field, a speaker at your event, or someone you encountered, I can absolutely help you with how to frame or introduce her.
So what it will do, it will go on the web. Claude is a little better. It'll go on the web, so there's more I asked about here. He gave me the breakdown, and also brought Jason in. And because I said the president, but she's not the president, she's the executive director. Jason Malloy is the president. So it gives you information, talks about, you can use it as a think part. You can throw things off of it. Even when I'm driving, it's coming through my speaker. As I'm driving up, I have a 45-minute drive in to work every day. So I use it as a think part. And they can research your email and give you feedback. So I just want to show you how that works. So get to know your AI. You should know your name, how you want to be addressed. Tell your communication side. And this can be typed in as well. There's a part where it's called instructions. You put your information in. Tell your role and your goals. That way, when you're speaking to it, the feedback, the output, the input is what you tell it. The output is what comes back to you. It's going to be curtailed to you, specific to you. Not your mom, not your kids, to you. So you want to give it as much information as you can. Don't be afraid to give it information. Yes?
Have you provided it previous writing samples of your own?
Absolutely. I've been using it for a year.
But I think it's important for people to understand it's not just about talking, it's that you provided previous writing examples, so then going forward, that same tone, styles, structure is gonna stay consistent.
Absolutely. You want to upload information. So upload information to it so it has that in its memory.
Correct.
Right. Okay. This is what I was saying earlier. So I talked to a couple people that said that because of proprietary reasons, they cannot connect their email and their calendar to to the LLM. Most of us have something. So for employment, we have Google is one of is given through the school system, which you can connect. But I have chat and call connected, and I don't put sensitive information in. It's just communication. It may be parent complaints and ask for information back, but you have to be careful about that, putting sensitive information in. But to experience the full power of it, email, on the Google Drive, those things connected, it can definitely help in the decision.
Can I ask a question
Yes.
real quick? How do you decipher what it has and does not have access to in your email if you're connected that way? You know, so parents send you physicals. I mean, that's something we can't share out. How do we keep things
Yeah,
like that?
it only has access to what you tell it to do. So it's not scanning your email all day long. If you send it to something, you say, hey, go to this specific or give me a general, then it will scan through. So you have to be careful what you tell it to do and where you tell it to go. It's not just scanning your information all day long. It's being specific. It's called a connect. So can you show them where that is? So we'll go to chat and then go to scroll up. It should be at the top. Scroll up a little bit. Is that on it? Okay. Go to my name at the bottom. This is CJ. And go to personalization. Go to apps. All right, so you can see what I have connected. So to connect it, you would go to your apps, and then whatever you have to sign in. So I've had to sign into this thing. So I can create Apple Music. I can create a playlist. I can just tell it what I want: R&B, country, rock and roll. It'll go through, scan. I can tell it specific, or I can say general. Just surprise me. It'll put together a playlist. Canva, Gmail, Google Calendar. Keep scrolling. There should be some more at the bottom now. More. I should say. Okay. All right. So no. So anyway, those are the things you can connect, and if you have more things, you can connect more. All right? All right, you come back now. And then prompting. Everybody's probably heard that word, right? Prompting. And prompting was around way before LLM, right? So prompting just means that you're giving something direction on what you want it to do. The prompting here has already changed. So prompt engineering, context engineering, outcome engineering is kind of what we're looking at. So it used to be where you just told it what you wanted, and then it would do it, right? Now you give it a prompt, you're going to give it a little bit more information so it can give you back better information. And then what's next is agents. Have you guys heard of agents? Right? So AI agents. They are much more in depth. They have a goal. So when you talk to a chatbot, that's what we're using. A chatbot just gives you back, you ask it a question, gives you back. An agent completes a goal. It'll go through and it'll take 10 steps and give you much more feedback. So that's the next step. It's called agentic. Agentic means it acts on its own. So some people are afraid of that because obviously the more you advance you get, then the more it starts to think for itself. It starts to adapt. And that's some of those movements you see. So again, this is prompting. All right, so we're going to do this one together. All right, so if you have it in your LLM out or your phone, we're going to do this together. I did this for Nikki as well. So we're going to create a master prompt. Does anyone know what a master prompt is? All right. A master prompt is information about you that you can transfer to any AI so it will automatically know who you are. It's almost like doing an interview. It's going to get some information about you. Once that information has been obtained, you can transfer it. So let's say you go to Perplexity or another AI. You already have the information. You're going to upload it to the file. It's like a brain. Now it knows you. It doesn't have to get to know you. It knows all these things about you. So now it can interact with you on a higher level. So what we're going to do is we're going to have a conversation with you. All right. So if you look up and see that prompt up here, can you guys read that? I'll read it out to you. It says, I want to build a master prompt that I can use every time I start a new AI conversation. You currently know nothing about me. I need you to interview me one question at a time. So so you can learn who I am, what I do, how I communicate, and what I need from you as AI assistant.
Where are we putting this at, Chaka?
All right, I'm gonna read it first and I'll tell you. All right, so I wanna make sure everybody kind of do understand. But you're gonna put it just in your chat box, your AI, in your chat GPT or whatever you have up. We're gonna put it in that open box, all right? So then it says, once you feel you have enough information, write me a complex master problem. So I want you to, let's go to the chat real quick, just to show them where it's gonna go, and then we'll come back. So that's all the chat box, that open area right there. This is where you're gonna put this information in, all right? So let's go back to it so they can see it again. Once you get it, I'm gonna ask a couple people to tell me what it says. So if you wanna type, or something close to that, all right, into the chat box, I'll give it like a 5 minute, and then tell me what it gives you back. So everyone at their table, if you have it or not, just flip on. This is called your master prompt. It's an interview. It should ask you some questions. Yeah, in the box. Yeah, we're asking you. You have Google, you have. Yeah, so I'll read it again. I know it sounds small. It said, I want to build a master prompt. You want to build a master prompt.
Is that what you use?
I can use when I talk to AI. Probably know nothing about me, but interview me for my master prompt. That's basically what it's saying. Interview me for my master prompt.
You would take that.
Interview me for my master prompt.
So is this the one that everybody goes to?
Chat? Yeah, chat is one of the most popular ones. LLM. Language learning model is what LLM is. Complexity is a good one too. I have them all, but I just use chat and call mostly. So I have them. Well, you have, yes, to your phone, to your laptop, to wherever you're using.
I also have a response.
Oh, you took it. It's just, yes, you can go to it.
Copy and paste that in an email.
You must put it there for something.
You have what? What do you have, chat? Okay.
Pay for that yourself or do you?
You can have to connect with your Google.
Sidebar.
You have Google?
Shane and I use it a little bit.
When you have to sign, because they have their permission.
What is your social security?
Does anyone get any results back?
Slide.
You want to create a master prompt?
Other ways for the do.
I use Worry, so I can.
Huh?
Alright.
I know, Sky.
Everybody worries about that.
They make movies of this.
For a reason. But I use
Question was 9 weeks.
6 months. So when you have two choices.
yeah, so I had it in
So you're doing that right now.
That's your input. And output is what's coming out.
And then
Way better than all the Excel spreadsheets.
So.
and it gave me, here's the first number.
one already Russell 3.
Didn't you let the parent know, hey, I'm at work?
When you send it out, get back to you.
Yes.
I know where it's at.
So it gave me like, this is
Then they just like,
this is what policy versus logistics, their policy doesn't do that.
So. That's what I was just.
Yeah.
confused.
Oh,
I
yes,
didn't know
yes,
what the.
on our handbook, yes.
So I had to go back in there and manipulate it, so it was emergency items were traveling together. Couldn't use their math. So I could find a new place, so I go in there and find a new place. So
But I said, I created a summary, so it gave me like 3 highlights, it gave me the policy status, it gave me the
I said, find a new place, every note one was by sound.
It's like, it's something that
And then it just goes.
but it helps me.
But then I still have it
Like
inside.
saves it, like instead of me taking notes. Now I have like,
But at least gave me a framework, and it only took me like.
yeah.
To
minute, and then we're gonna ask for a little bit of, output from some of the table, and we'll move on.
Oh, with the handbook, yeah, I did that.
Anybody got anything back there?
There's no fee, there's always a fee.
Should be nice if you like just read it myself. You're like, yes, that's why I love it. Yeah, even when you go to the online.
Give you an answer from the plan. So you don't have to read it. Rate a bird.
Because I took a picture of it, I told it to
Like you could say, I made a graphic, coaching, I made a graphic, you're like, it should start in your business.
Oh, yeah, see, it hasn't used it. It hasn't done it. Does it do it automatically, or is it such a
Right now, they're just paperweight.
All right.
There is no Wi-Fi.
Continue to work on that, we're gonna move on that.
But there's no password, you don't need the.
So a master CAMP allows any LM, which is a language learning model, which is basically it allows you to know who you are. So now, when you put things in, it'll know you're athletic director, it'll know. So once it responds, it's responding in that way, that tone. All right, creating systems. All right, what are our pain points? So earlier I saw a couple presentations. Parent complaints for me are really huge in our Clemson County community area. So I deal with them. I have one with dance right now. The dance person got cut, and the parent is saying that she had a medical issue. She told the captain about during the morning of the tryout. She didn't tell the coach, and then she was diagnosed after the tryout. The mother saying, "I want her to have another tryout." Well, she was supposed to, if she would have told the coach would have said, "Hey, now we won't have you try out today, but we'll set another time for you." But you tried out already. So now you can't go back on that. I was able to use chat to come up with, well, already in the process, but the communication between me and the mother, he was able to give her the information and tell her the reasons why. And he was doing it in not an emotional way, because I got emotional about it because I talked to my coach and I didn't understand what the angle she was playing, right? So again, it allows you to do that. So your pain point, you can create systems with. Here are some skills that I think that every AI-powered athletic director should have. Problem solving. So what you're going to do is you're going to identify the challenge and then help AI help you to solve it. Prompting, which you just did. Critical thinking, workflow design, context building, and human judgment. So these things will allow you to work with the AIs in a better fashion. All right, so this is another system that I created. And again, I shared this with Nikki. So every day we get emails, thousands of them that come in. And in order to help make sense of them, I have a system where my LM will go through and it will organize and it will also go through and give me insight on each email. And it'll decide whether or not it needs me to respond or not. So I created it's called email stack. And it'll tell me, okay, this one you need to respond to. And it'll tell me why. It's time sensitive and it'll break down why. Another one say delegate. This is when you hand off. Another one say defer. It's not urgent. And the other one say this is your junk mail. You don't need to respond to it. And what I'll do is again, it's only if your LM is connected to your AI. So then you connect it to your email, and then you say, run the email stack on my 100 emails in my inbox. It'll go through and it'll take green, red, yellow, and give it a light and actually give you information next to it. So you'll know when it brings it back to you in the LLM whether or not you need to respond or how to do it. It also will create drafts in your email. So I had coaches that I was hiring for. I uploaded their resume, first of all, and I asked it to give me information about them. And then I asked it to communicate with each one of them. He wrote a separate email for each one of those candidates. I had 15 candidates, and it did it in 30 seconds. So I went through the draft to make sure the email was good and it's seen. So it saved me a lot of time in responding. It was a general response. I received your email. I'll get back to you in a couple days. We'll start, our interview process. One of those type of general emails. But I didn't have to go through and individually respond to each one. I did it in one batch and did it in 30 seconds. And I went through before I hit send. I go through and just take a quick scan and I send it out. That saved me at least 30 to 40 minutes. When I know that I have these things in place, it brings down my anxiety because I know I'm going to get through it in a timely manner. You can do this yourself if you're connected. And all it takes is you recognizing what system you want to put in place. I asked Chad, what system can I put in place to help me deal with email or how to delineate the email? And he gave me, you need to do this. And I put it together and it created. So what I'm saying to you is your pain points, put it in there, ask it, get feedback, and you can create a system for yourself. Because all of us have our own different pain points and things of that nature you can get to have that information. All right, so another fun one. This is an avatar, but it's not obviously me. They have general avatars you can use. So what I've done for my coaching meeting, if I'm not using myself, I'll use an avatar, I'll send it to them, and it'll announce, coaching meeting this day, this time, just confirm it. We're gonna talk about this based on the information that you sent. So now the coaches have some insight. They still the meeting, but this is going to communicate from it. So I created this.
The future of our athletics is here. Real-time data, facilities, and game day preparation, all integrated. This is the heart of our success.
Now I want to take you under the hood and show you how I create some of my avatar content. This is not just about making a cool video. The real value is that I can take a message that normally takes time to write, record, edit, and post, and turn it into a repeatable workflow. So instead of asking, how do I make an avatar? The better question is, what message do I need to deliver more consistently? For an athletic director, that could be a parent reminder, a coach update, a game day announcement, a student leadership message, or even a training video. That is the key. AI helps us go from idea to message to finished product faster. It gives us another way to communicate at scale without losing our leadership voice.
Right. So obviously I typed that in. I copied and pasted actually from chat. I told him I needed a script for Avatar. I was talking to AD. He gave me a script. I read over it. I copied it, I pasted it, I put it in here, and then I hit generate. It generated this right here. So we're going to take a look at, we're going to go under the hood or look at a demo on how I created that. We're not going to generate it because it takes a little while to actually generate. Time can take 5 or 10 minutes. We don't have that much time. But I'm going to show you if you're interested. And I know on the survey, some people said they were interested in Avatar and how you can use it. You don't have to use your face if you're not comfortable with it. You can use a general. They have 20 or 30 different avatars you can choose from with different voices. All right, so can you go into the Hey-Gen one first? All right, so the Hey-Gen is your avatar. It's yourself. You have to give it permission to actually use this yourself. This is where I create my avatars at. I have a lot of them in there. And that's obviously that one looks like me, that's my face. But the same, those clothes, I didn't have that on. So it created up to 5 lips with different settings, different clothing. And then I do have some that have Plymouth on, I have some that have a suit on. You can change it up.
Those are your muscles?
And those are my muscles right there. I'm working for those. But when you see the script there, you guys see where it says script? That's where you type it in. Type the information in. And it has different scenes. It only takes up a certain amount of words, and it'll force you to another scene. And then when that scene goes, it just moves. You can see it. It's a little line. That's the line right here. And it just moves across. And it'll go from scene to scene. You type it in. On the other side, you have a voice. So you speak your voice. Sometimes the voice is not exactly the same. Mine is very close. So you have to watch for those type of things. And they have other things that you can use on the side. We're not going to go through everything because it takes a lot of time. Initially set up, but it's working. I've used avatars so ways, and my coaches, they've gotten used to it. The first one, the guy was like, that little thing you did, how'd you do that? One of my golf coaches. And I showed him, because he has a business, now he's using an avatar for his business as well. All right, and you can go to the next one. Now this one, next to it, the first one. Yeah. That's why I created the avatar you guys just saw, right? That's exactly what I just did. This is on Google, so if you have the Google Suite, you have access to this right now. It's called VID, V-I-D, Video. That's what it's called in the suite. So again, it's very similar. This one here, you can use your face, but the voice is way off. So I don't really use it for my personal one. I use it on the avatar. And then you go around and play around with it, but pretty much you type in information in. It gives you like a character limit, things like 800, you can see it over there. And then it forces you to another scene, and the next scene just moves down, the next scene comes up, and the avatar continues. And it continues. It goes as long as you want. These do have credits though. You can't like use it. One time I used it for like 3 hours. I was trying to do something and it says you're out of credit, you have to wait. So these do have like a limit, these credit limits that you can use it to, and then you have to wait for these to recharge. Has anybody in here ever had an avatar, made an avatar before? Nikki had one. She made one. She sent it to me. It looked like you. It sounded like you, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. We'll go back to the student. So, chief staff, and again, this is how I see myself sometimes with the AI, because it helps me with a lot of different things. Email management, for sure. Content creation. So, and we'll show you some of the things that help me with social media. We talked at our table. How many people in here are in charge or have input in their social media for their schools? I do. Right, so, you can create content, a lot of content with social media. You can actually create it and then have a schedule to be delivered at a certain time. So you can do it at the beginning of the week. Usually on Sunday I'll do it and it delivers it at a certain time. So problem solving, just like when I talk to it, and it'll help me solve problems. So I can say, hey, I had a parent complaint. What are your thoughts on the parent complaints that came through? Give me feedback, right? Meeting prep, this is big. So when I go into a meeting with someone, I will go in AI and I'll say, is there any public information on this person? Let's say someone I don't know, a company. I had a company that was an athletic training company that was trying to get my business. I went in and got information on it. When I talked to the guy and I was naming, he said, how do you know all this stuff? AI went in and gave me all this information. So I knew they were pretty much trying to make a sale, and I pointed that out. They didn't have a footprint of mission, but they were trying to get one. I pointed that out. And he just didn't know how I knew all these things. I didn't tell him, but I said, I do my homework. And he gave me a leg up. So when I'm interviewing someone, if there's any public information, you can gather information and use it just to make a good decision. It's not like I'm spying, I just want to know who am I bringing in for an interview, right? And then a research assistant, obviously you can do a lot of research with your AI. All right, so this one we're going to try to go back, hopefully it's working again. These are some of the, you can just go in, go to the call, go to the chat. Hit the squiggly button, and then go back to the presentation.
You got it. Whether you need a bit of last minute phrasing or just a pep talk, I'm ready to help. Let's make sure you feel fully prepared when you step up.
I'm here now. I'm doing the presentation now.
Ooh, live mode. All right. You got this. And I'm in your corner. If you need a quick line or a thought in the moment, just say the word. Let's make it memorable.
I have a couple of situations I need your help with.
No problem at all. Whenever something pops up that you need a hand with, just say it. I'm ready to support on the fly.
I'm going to move up here. Hopefully you can hear me when I'm talking to it. All right. How should the AD respond in a way that protects the coach, respects the parents, supports the student, and does not compromise anything?
We appreciate your concerns. We'll thoroughly review the situation, ensure fairness to all involved, and communicate transparently. We'll keep the student's best interest at heart while respecting everyone's role. We'll follow up within 48 hours with a clear plan.
Okay, thank you. So again, this can be something that's written. It doesn't have to be something, but everything that's written, everything that's verbally given back to you is transcribed. Even though I'm communicating with it on this level, it's still transcribed, so you can take anything it says and work on it. All right, the next one talks about, let's see, audience prep.
Whether it's written or spoken, You can always refine it, document it, and make it part of your continuous improvement. All right, what's the next challenge?
I have another question for you. All right, how should AD organize the review without giving false hope or putting the school at risk? What questions should be asked? What documents should be requested? How should timeline be communicated?
AD should focus on clarity and fairness. Ask for the timeline of events, any documented policies, and all relevant communications. Don't promise outcomes, just ensure a thorough review. Be clear that findings will be shared within a specific time frame, say 48 to 72 hours, to keep everyone aligned.
You guys get the, I'm not gonna go through every single one. But again, this can be typed in, it can be dictated, which is the little microphone button, you can talk to it. Or you can have a conversation with it, whatever you would like, to get feedback on how you should move on things. All right, so these are some of the things I created. So this was for my coaches. I just hired, both of those coaches luckily I hired. This is what I put on social media. Now, where I got this from uploading our, a post to what the school put out. I said I need Plymouth brand, so it has the Wildcat information, it has our colors. And I said I needed to be eye-catching, and I uploaded our students. Those are actually our athletes that go to Plymouth. And it created that. So you can see that it created in maybe about a minute. Sometimes it may come out not exactly how it wanted. Go ahead, Andy. Yeah. It may not come out exactly how you want it, but you go back in and you give it direction, feedback. The more comfortable you get with it, like when I started this last year, I wouldn't have been able to create anything like this. And now I know exactly how I want to talk to it, what I want to tell it, the information I give it, and you can create things like that with posts. And like I told you, that's eye-catching, right? When you scroll, you're gonna stop and look at it for a minute. If I put the regular post that the school put out, you just keep scrolling, right? So I put that on our Facebook page, I put it on my first one, I put it on my LinkedIn. I had 2 or 3 people to respond and say, hey, I got a candidate for you. This is something I made for myself, right? So you can see I uploaded 4 different pictures of myself, and I didn't know what it was gonna do. I said, create a social media post that I could put to show my leadership, right? I got about almost 1,000 likes on this one, right? Because it's pretty cool. I was impressed myself. There, right? So, and then this one here is gonna be my book cover when I write my book. All right, so I use this on my phone as a screensaver because it motivates me every time I look at it. That's what's gonna be my cover. All right, so that's a picture of me. And it created that. I didn't tell it what to do. I gave it the parameters, told it what I want, and it gave that back to me. And I said, make it brighter, make it a sunny day, make it dark, and it came back like that. So these are some of the things that you can create. This is ChatGPT. It did this one. All right, AI scheduling system. So when I spoke to Nikki initially, she told me she wanted some assistance with scheduling. So I went through and I said, yeah, they can help you with that. And you guys, we do a lot of scheduling, right? So I tested it. And JT, you'll like this one. I'm the commissioner for lacrosse, right? So I've created our lacrosse schedule for 26, 27 going into this school year. I asked it to create a 28 schedule for the following year. So what it did, it has access to my Google Drive, or you can upload it, you can just do a PDF upload. But I just told it to go to my Google Drive, find the document that has our schedule, and create a 28 one and flip it. So all we do is pretty much we flip it and we give it a date, right? So I'll show you what it did. All right, so it created this document for me, right? As a Google Drive, my Google document, and I looked over and it's right. So Plymouth at the top, you go back up there. Plymouth and nobody collect Don, we're playing you again. Or we won't be playing you, we got it, we don't like it. But it just flip-flopped. It created a schedule. And it did the go to the bottom, it did the boys and the girls. See those little notes at the bottom there? Yeah, tap, did the boys, and then go over to the work team. And then that notes told me what it did. I went through and verified it before I would send this out, obviously, right? But it did this probably in about 2 minutes. You know how long that took me to do by hand? Seriously. Because I had to go in and just flip-flop and I had to go over it, make sure it did that in a couple minutes. So this is the power, is what I'm telling you, this is what it can do. Scheduling, it can can give you, different type of scheduling. I think whatever I told you to do, it would have done it, but obviously I'm going to check. All right.
So Sean, did you enter that, you entered the 25 schedule into chat? Like you just popped it in?
I told it to go to my Google Drive.
Also, it was put back.
I didn't even, but you can enter, you can download it as a PDF, save it on your computer, upload it. So you go back to check.
We probably all have some version.
Hit the plus right. Add files and photos. That's what you do with it, right?
You just download it as a PDF and you put it in there.
And upload it
I
there.
do mine in Excel. I dropped it in
Yeah.
from Excel, I said, flip one way and rotate, because we rotate our register.
Go down to more. More. Go to, agent mode. All right, this right here, you put agent mode on it, it takes it to a different level. So if you have chat, GPT, I would tell you, use agent mode, you see the difference. It's so much more in depth, and it gives you, and it tells you what it's doing. So it won't do anything that you don't know, it tells you what it's doing. Give it a task. You can even tell it to go to a website and do information. Go check out this school, and it'll do it, and it'll come back and give you everything it's done. Coach, you have a question?
Yeah, quick question. Beneficial for it?
Absolutely. $20. I spent $17 on that on food. It's $20 a month. And then you didn't want it. But yes, I pay for blog and for chat. I pay for Outer AI. Probably about $67 a month that I pay. But to me, it's the value of it. Because I compare, I go to J. Alexander's a lot. My bills are like $70 for one meal. And I'm paying this a month. Things are gonna help me. Yes.
Do you pay it personally?
I pay it personally.
The school pays.
I pay a person. Some schools have ChatGPT. We have Gemini that they pay for. Yeah. So some people have chat. So Gemini to me is not at the level of chat or cost, so I'm willing to pay for it myself. But you can use the free version too. You don't have to pay for it.
The free version isn't as good as.
It's not. It depends on what investment level you're looking to invest in. Right?
Yeah. I know, that's like dragging tomorrow, and you're like,
So this one here is important, guys. So I've learned this the hard way. They have something called tokens. So whenever you use it, it goes to a data center and comes back. And it burns tokens. So if you continue to use it, it'll tell you this is the limit. You use it for a certain time period, and then you have to wait for the replenish. So it has a limit. So just know that. Actually, Paul told me this morning that you gotta wait for 120 to use it. Because I've been using it a lot lately. But just be aware of that. Each one of them have a certain length you can use. It will burn through it if you continue to use it. All right, this is where you have to make sure, and I have to make sure that I understand it. Guardrail, protect student data, verify everything. I have sent things out, and I think they've experienced it too, where sometimes I may do one or two things wrong, and you didn't catch it. So make sure you go over it, and it tells you at the bottom that things, it can be an error. All right, so make sure you catch it and look it over before you send it out. Especially, I said this last time, took over 1,000 people. Because at that point, you're not looking. If you send it to your friends and someone, it's okay, you mess up. But if you send it out in our position, you'll get burned. Watch for bias. Watch for bias. Some of these models are trained and they're natural biases. They're taking input from humans. And if they think in one way, I'll tell you one way is bias. When I do a lot of these, and I ask them to put people in, who do you think they put in? What type of thing? Men, white men. So I have to tell it, because I'm American, so I say diverse, that's my word. You mean diverse group, and it comes back with this. So you see that's diverse. You see an Asian lady there, African American, woman, male. But when the person came back, it was all white men. You be biased, and because they've been trained. So be careful and make sure when you go through, you keep an eye on it. Be in charge and keep human in the loop. So there are ways that you can have these like answer emails without you getting involved. I'll never do that because So they can answer it in a certain way that you wouldn't answer it, or it can give people false hope that you're answering this way without you being always being loose. And then key takeaways from today. The role is evolving, so make sure that you are at least aware of what AI can do. I would challenge you to go away from here and I call it kind of experiment some of these things we brought up today. So most people have access to Chaka GPT. They all have free versions. They all have free versions that you can just experiment with. You don't have to pay for anything initially. Check them out, give them some tasks, start to ask questions. All right, the next one is build some systems. You know your own pain points. Put some systems in place to help you resolve and get you help with things. Save time. I'm telling you, it saves time. It really does help you save time when you learn how to use it and learn what you need to use to save time with. For me, it's email, because again, I get a lot of emails, and I have to go through and scan it, and it tells me what's important, how to respond, what I need to respond to. It talks about getting connected, how you prompt it, and then make sure you keep moving the rules. All right, so what I put up there, we're going to have a conversation now with the last couple minutes here. What I put up is just a couple scans. One is this actual presentation, which is one in the middle, and one presentation. The other one here is a survey. This is the consulting company that I work with myself when I help other ADs learn about AI and be able to use it. So, do we have any questions or anything that people experience, that people have using AI, or anything that you're interested in, the avatars, or the chat, anything of that nature? Yes, sir.
If you had to recommend just one to start out with.
ChatGPT is the best overall. With the images, did you see those, how sharp those images were? I just did a presentation 3 months ago. The images weren't that sharp. So in 3 months, it's had advanced where the images look really nice. I was very impressed. Yes, I would say chat. Cloud would be my number 2. Thinking. And also gives you presentations as well. Any other questions? Any other experiences with AI or things you guys have been doing? Yes?
Regarding privacy and stuff like that, have you talked closely with your IT department in the district and they approve things?
Right, so our Google Gemini is through the district, so that we can use it with anything. With Chat and Claude, there are certain documents and things of nature that you don't want to use it for. You can still do it, but you don't want to use it for. I don't allow to use my information to train them out. So all my information that I use it for stays in my ChatGPT and Claude. If you allow it to train, so what it does is it will go out and they will use that information to train the model to get better, right? But again, yeah, I don't use it for sensitive information. Only Gemini I can because it's school district or school AI is what we also have. That's a good question. Any other questions or commentary or feedback?
Just a quick comment.
Yep.
I remember back in 1978 being I think it was a sophomore in college, maybe a junior.
I thought that was your first job.
I remember
You're going back to the 70s.
I didn't know if I heard it right.
No, I remember seeing a computer for the first time. I remember my first job at Eastern Michigan University in 1981, where we had used this thing called email. I remember a couple years later using this thing called the cell phone. And now I'm watching this shit's freaking me out. I'm just like,
Yeah, I get it.
I'm just amazed. It's
Right, I get it because technology is moving so freaking fast. Back in the day, it took years to get here. This is 3 months. Just a couple months ago, some of the things that I did, they actually shut one down from called Fable 5. You guys heard about that? The government shut it down because they said it was too powerful. They released it on June 9th. It got shut down on June 12th. The Trump administration shut it down. They said because of national security. They said it could jailbreak and come out of the guardrails and people could use it for bad. I used it for a couple of days and it was really, really good. So it was. It was really, yeah, I was getting some ideas. rooted, is that I'm not saying you can't get your job done without it, but I'm saying that as we move to the future, you're gonna need to know about it, at least know about it, and it can help you and it can enhance what you're doing on every single level.
Well, I used it this last year because our middle school conference is always updating the schedule every year, different games, right? So I got told that that was my job now, was setting the schedule every year, and it's like, let's get laid out, these are teams, they all have that one open date, like that defined date, basically. We don't wanna repeat games, you know, like, I don't wanna play Luke school, and then turn around and, play the next game as well. Little things like that, and said go, went and got my coffee and got back, and it had to start that, right? Play with it a little bit, but something that was taking me a couple hours took me half an hour.
So, this is something that I created, which I feel like I'm gonna make this an app. It's called the Parent Complaint Resolution System. So what it does for me, it takes information in and it makes sure everyone has a touch point. So I can share it with my coach, I can share it with my principal, and say, hey, this complaint came in, it was from this team, I need you to go in and put your information on it, and we'll all have everything that we need. Because what was happening to me is the complaint was made 5 months ago, and someone would bring it up. I didn't have access to it, it was way back on my email, I documented it, but I didn't have it. So what this allowed me to do is put the information in, everyone has a touch point, everyone has access to it. I want to create a mobile app where you have it on your phone. So if something happens, immediately you put it in, the information in, and everybody has a touch point that's involved. So if the principal or the counselor needs to know, they have access to it as well. Typically, it's the AD coach and maybe the administrator has access. Parents don't have access to it. It's internal. And then we document, and then it goes into somewhere where everybody gets to it, and you have it in a file. So I created that because that was a pain point for me. Right? So that's what I'm saying. It's a great system. Whatever your pain point is, if you work at it, it will be able to help you. And the AD. All right, so if you don't have any more questions, what I would challenge you to do is stay in touch with me, all right? Because as Jason has called me the AI guy, and let me know if you have any questions, if you want me to work with you, or anyone in your district. Again, Nick, can you tell them what we did?
Yeah, I signed up, I was a non-AI guy at all, and, talking to Chaka, I thought, why would I type an email into chat when I can just type it? It's changed a lot of my communications, it's fabulous, so I signed on for the AI for AD program, and Chaka gave me like a 30-minute, just conversation, what are your pain points, we talked about it, and then I had 4 sessions with him, an hour long, and he customized like my learning and my rubrics and gave me assignments that were very specific to me, and it was really good. I'm all in now, but I wasn't a year ago, so that's my business.
Thank you. I work with Chad and Lake Orion, and Ms. Coltrane over at Southfield A&T. Work with those ADs, and we had sessions, we talked, we did the Zoom and Google Meets, gave them homework, followed up with them, and now they're feeling much more comfortable with using it. So everyone maybe not feel comfortable with that, but I dove in. I was telling the other ADs last summer, I saw it coming after I left the conference. Last summer, I spent up to 8 hours a day. I got up in the morning, it was July, I was just tired to take off. I got up in the morning, and I just went to work. I learned, I dove in, I had community meetings. I just wanted to make sure I was aware of it. So now, I'm ahead of where most people is because I did that. How I keep up with my AI news? YouTube. So I asked that in the survey, how do you keep up with AI news? YouTube every single day, because I have a 45-minute drive. I YouTube something, I look at something, and I get updated. When I'm at home, doing nothing sometimes, which is rarely, I put it up on my big screen while I'm working, cleaning up, and I YouTube and I listen. I'm self-educated. I don't have anyone like working for me. I'm just learning by every day. I'm an athlete, right? So I know to get my 3-pointer, on, which I still shoot. I need to put the work in, I need to put the time in. So I'm putting time in every single day to get better. And I would challenge you guys to make yourself aware. There's places, education out there, even without coming to me, that you can get education about. Okay?
Well, and I would say that, like the previous session, we talked about all the anxiety we have and all the things and all the thousands of emails. That I use that 80 stack to say, triage my emails. And it helps me when I walk in the morning like, oh, okay. Or I had a parent, multi-emails conversations with a parent. Bring all those in together for me and help me organize it as opposed to, because I use my email like as a file together, right? So it's all right there, you guys, and it's so fast and easy. It's pretty amazing.
And then one more thing, ChatGPT has an item called task. Can you go back to that? You can put a task in. So I did this, I think 2 days ago. I have one for my email. Every morning it goes through and it gives me what's on my plate and my calendar. But if you go to the plus, no, go to the plus over here. And then check. You go to more. Go to create task. Okay, so when you hit the little task at the bottom, you can tell it what you want. So I did the title. So I said, at the end of every day at 7 o'clock, or I think it was 8 o'clock, I want an update on the title. If they won, they lost, who did well. And then I look over to the side, if you go to, go back over to the side, scroll down. It has tigers on there, and it has an update on what they did. You guys see some tigers? You can go up to the search bar too. You go up to the search bar, you put tigers, it comes up. But it's just amazing the things you can do. You can put tasks in there, give you any information you got. So again, if you have this, go through, play around with it, and it'll help you with everything that you do. All right, I'm done.
That's a lot, isn't it? I'm still not all the way told in, but I've been using it, and as you can hear from Chaka and Nikki, that it provides you with some organizational things, and what you can hear is sometimes we have a lot of anxiety about certain things. When it gets to be too much, it's too much. So if we can get some things to help filter some of those things, I think that's very helpful. So thank you again, Chaka and Nikki. What we will do is, if you look on Sports U, Mike Bacher has created the 2026 CAMP MID. What I will try to do is upload all of our PowerPoints so everybody has access to that as well. So thank you. All right, as we transition to our next, Anika McEvans is going to be working with us about our athletic handbooks. So I'll give us a couple minutes for her to set up. You can use the restroom, come on back.
Sketch sheets are on the floor. You guys want to come grab them? I didn't have time to alphabetically order. Oh,